Alright, and we're back at our headquarters after a P1 finish at the US Grand Prix. Have $11.2 million in the bank. Let's see what we could spend it on. I think we're gonna spend it on chassis, which is quality control, maybe resource generate. Nah, do fabrication just to upgrade it to spec 3. I'll do that. R&D, only have 330 R&D points. Let's see, anything we could adapt. We'll just do the 1. Activities, short week. I'll just do weight training for Jensen. Don't care. Advance.
Okay, we've had the new parts come through the
Alright,
fabrication process.
that was a short week, nothing else that we could really do, so I will see you guys at Mexico.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who'll be fronting the grid. Norris, Verstappen and Charles Leclerc. With qualifying wrapped up now, we have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race. It's time then for the Mexico City Grand Prix, a race which gave Honda their first ever victory back in 1965. American Richie Ginther winning from third on the grid. Red Bull have been strong here in recent seasons, but can they keep that record going today? At 2,285 metres above sea level, the thin air of the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez poses a unique challenge, not just to a driver's skill, but to the efficiency of their engines as well. 17 corners then make a lap of this 2.6-mile circuit, expect incredible speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and overtaking into the braking zones of Turn 1 and Turn 4. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Goose, Magnussen, Sergio Perez and Bottas. Norris, they've taken a grid penalty. Verstappen, Mick Schumacher and George Russell. Stroll, Sainz, Jenson Button and Ocon. Tictum, Ricciardo, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Yuki Tsunoda and Nicholas Latifi. Gasly, they've taken a grid penalty. Schwartzman, Albon and Guan Yu Zhou. And now it's time to head down to the track. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the run down into Turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Here we go then, the formation lap gets underway and the excitement here is building as we near ever closer to the start of the race. Which team will come out on top? Who's got their strategies right for today's race? Well, we'll soon find out. As the cars make their way back to the starting grid to form up and get ready for lights out, let's hope the race ahead today is a thrilling one that will go down as a memorable Grand Prix in the history books.
a lot of spare energy, okay to use your overtake button. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Okay, Leclerc's just set the fastest lap of the race so far. Are you okay? That was a nasty hit. Turn the engine off and wait for the marshals.
Brilliant stuff from Red Bull today. What a superb victory. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on track was: speed. I know it sounds like an awfully reductive statement, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. So, Anthony Davis,
And there we have it. Max Verstappen P1, Jenson Button P2, and Valtteri Bottas P3. Our day ended fairly quickly as we tried to get the power down quickly out of, I don't even know what corner that was, but we got on top of the curbs, lost traction of the car, tried to correct it, overcorrected straight into the wall, and then straight into Charles Leclerc. So that ended both of our races. Not sure if that caused Kevin Magnussen to not finish as well, but his day ended earlier than expected. Surprise that Jenson Button was P2 after starting P13 on the grid, but clearly after the disaster that happened between me and Leclerc. It clearly shuffled the running order. No surprise, Max Verstappen won by 10 seconds though. I mean, yeah. But very, very short race. I think it only lasted like 2 laps. So that's an unfortunate end to our hot streak. But hopefully we could move on and regain our momentum. Luckily, as far as standings, we didn't lose anything to Leclerc as he DNF'd as well. Constructors, thanks to Jensen Button's P2 finish, we are only 6 points behind Ferrari in the constructor standings. Sainz is really dropping the ball for Ferrari, continuously finishing behind both me and Jensen Button, this time finishing behind Jensen. So that is a 8-point swing in our favor, but all in all, great for the team. For me, not so much, and we'll move on.